Ex-wife laughed when single dad represented himself. Court gasped when he spoke. The courtroom was silent as everyone waited for the hearing to begin. Wooden benches filled the room, and strangers whispered softly to each other. At the front sat Daniel Carter, a quiet, tired-looking single father. He wore a simple, slightly worn suit that didn't quite fit him properly. Across the courtroom sat his ex-wife, Melissa, dressed in an expensive black blazer, her hair perfect, her posture confident. Beside her was a well-known lawyer who carried a thick folder. Melissa smirked when she saw Daniel walk in alone, no lawyer by his side. She leaned toward her lawyer and whispered loudly enough for people nearby to hear, "He really thinks he can win this without a lawyer." A few quiet laughs echoed in her direction. Daniel said nothing. He simply clutched a thin folder and looked down at his hands. The judge entered, and everyone stood. "Be seated," the judge said calmly. The battle for custody began. The laughter. Melissa's lawyer stood first. "Your Honor, my client has consistently been the more stable parent. Mr. Carter has no legal representation, limited finances, and no clear plan for the child's future." Melissa crossed her arms and smiled confidently. When it was Daniel's turn, he stood slowly. His hands trembled slightly as he adjusted his papers. The room felt heavy. Melissa couldn't help it, she let out a soft laugh. The judge glanced at her but said nothing. "Mr. Carter," the judge said, "you may speak." The moment no one expected. Daniel took a deep breath. "I may not have a lawyer, Your Honor," he began softly, "but I have something much stronger." The courtroom grew quiet. "I have the truth." He opened his folder and pulled out several neatly organized documents. He continued, his voice getting stronger, "I brought medical records showing I never missed a single doctor's appointment. I brought school records showing I helped with every project. I brought witness letters from neighbors, teachers, and my daughter's therapist." People leaned forward. Melissa's smile slowly disappeared. The gasp. Daniel lifted a small envelope. "And this," he said, looking straight at the judge, "are copies of messages my ex-wife sent while our daughter was alone at home." He read them out loud. "I'm busy. Feed yourself. Stop calling me. You're old enough to handle things alone." A sharp gasp echoed through the courtroom. Someone in the back whispered, "Oh my God." Melissa's lawyer shifted uncomfortably. Melissa's face turned pale. "The truth comes out." "For 2 years, Daniel said, voice shaking with emotion, "I worked night shifts and still made breakfast every morning. I walked her to school after 0 sleep. I stayed awake through fever, nightmares, and homework." Tears formed in his eyes. "I'm not a perfect father," he said, voice breaking, "but I am a present one." Silence. No laughter. Only respect. The judge's decision. The judge leaned forward. "Ms. Carter," the judge said, "do you have anything to say regarding these messages?" Melissa couldn't speak. She opened her mouth, and closed it. The courtroom felt frozen. After a long pause, the judge spoke, "Based on the evidence presented, the court grants full custody to Mr. Daniel Carter." The gavel struck. Bang. The aftermath. As people began to file out, strangers approached Daniel. "You were brave," one woman whispered. Melissa stayed seated, staring at the table in front of her, stunned. Daniel walked past her quietly. She tried to speak. "Daniel." He stopped only for a second. "I didn't win," he said calmly. Our daughter did. And he walked away.